What if the problem in Africa is not the leaders, but the system itself? What if elections, parties, and endless political competition, instead of saving us, have slowly been tearing us apart? SOS, military-led transitional government has officially dissolved all political parties.
The Council of Ministers met this Thursday, January 29, 2026, in an ordinary session under the chairmanship of the Comrade President of Faso, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. The Council reviewed several items on its agenda. It adopted reports, heard authorized oral communications, approved foreign missions, and made important decisions. For the smooth running of the nation and to improve the living conditions of the Burkinabe people, in accordance with the progressive and popular revolution. Among the major matters reviewed and adopted today, and on behalf of the Ministry of Territorial Administration and Mobility, the Council adopted a decree dissolving political parties and organizations. The Council also adopted a draft law repealing a series of laws, specifically the law establishing the Charter of Political Parties and Organizations. In Burkina Faso, the law on the financing of political parties, organizations, and electoral campaigns, as well as the law on the status of the political opposition. Politics in Burkina Faso. For more information, I now invite the Minister of State, Émile Zerbo.
The Council of Ministers adopted a decree dissolving political parties and organizations, as well as a draft law repealing the legislative framework governing, among other things, the creation, operation, and financing of political parties and organizations and the status of the leader of the opposition. This major and important decision is part of the process of rebuilding the state, and it follows a thorough assessment of the party system, which revealed numerous abuses in the application of the legal framework governing political parties and organizations in our country. Indeed, the multitude of political parties and organizations whose constitutional mission is to contribute to the vibrancy of political life, to educate the people, and to facilitate the expression of suffrage, all while respecting national sovereignty, have proven to be otherwise. In total, there has been a constant disconnect from the real aspirations of the people and the strategic challenges, particularly those related to security. This failure has encouraged the division of citizens. It has contributed to the weakening of the social fabric and created unbalanced territorial development. That is why, as part of the institutional, political, and administrative reforms, and in line with the vision of the head of state, it became imperative to dissolve the political parties and formations, and to repeal the existing legislative framework in order to better regulate political life, political pluralism, and to preserve national unity while further defending the state. In any case whatsoever, the adoption of the official dissolution measure and the draft repealing law will not only strengthen the coherence of government action with the ideals of the progressive popular revolution, but above all, it will pave the way for a reform of the political governance of our country. The dissolution decree stipulates in its Article 2 the transfer of the assets of each party and political formation to the state. The draft law repealing Law Number 32-2001/AN of November 29, 2001, establishing the Charter of Political Parties and Formations in Burkina Faso, Law 08-2009/AN of April 14, 2009, on the financing of political parties, formations, and electoral campaigns, and Law Number 09/2009 AN of April 14, 2009 on the status of the political opposition, as well as its amendment number 46-2013 of December 17, 2013, will be submitted to the Transitional Legislative Assembly as soon as possible. Thank you.
On behalf of the Ministry of Economy and Finance, the Council adopted several decrees, including one concerning
Tonight, Africa watches Burkina Faso as it takes one of the boldest, most controversial decisions in modern African history. All political parties dissolved. No rallies, no party flags, no political competition. Only one question remains. Is this dictatorship? Or is this Africa daring to try something new? Burkina Faso. By decree, before this, parties were already restricted. They could not hold public meetings or rallies, but they still existed internally. Now, they are completely suspended. The government explains its decision clearly. Too many political parties have fueled division, encouraged abuse, and weakened national unity. Instead of serving the people, politics became a battlefield of egos, tribes, and foreign interests. So the state says, we pause party politics to save the nation. For decades, Africa was told only one story. Democracy must look like the West. Many parties equals freedom. Elections every few years equal progress. But look honestly, how many African elections ended violence? How many parties brought unity? How many campaigns talked about development, but delivered poverty? In Burkina Faso, leaders are asking a forbidden question. What if this system is not working for us? And that question terrifies the old order. Political analyst Sakaria Shikomba offers a sober reminder. He says, governance models should be judged by outcomes, not tradition. In simple terms, if a system brings chaos, poverty, and insecurity, then loyalty to that system becomes irresponsible. But he also warns us, this decision will only be legitimate if it delivers real results, not slogans, not speeches, but security, development, and dignity. This is not just about Burkina Faso. Across Africa, young people are asking, we vote, but never decide economic policy. Why do politicians change but systems remain colonial? Why does democracy give us speeches, but not electricity? Burkina Faso is saying, first, we stabilize the nation. First, we secure the land. First, we rebuild unity. Then politics can return. It is a dangerous gamble, but so is doing nothing. Under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, Burkina Faso has chosen action over approval. The message is clear. No more politics that divide villages. No more parties sponsored by foreign embassies. No more leadership obsessed with elections while the nation bleeds. Instead, mobilization, discipline, national focus. To supporters, this is liberation. To critics, this is authoritarian. History will decide. Let us be honest. Africa, dissolving parties is easy. Building a nation is hard. The real test begins now. Will farmers see better lives? Will youth get jobs and skills? Will insecurity reduce? Will corruption truly end? If power only changes hands, but suffering remains, then this experiment fails. But if lives improve, then Africa may have discovered that freedom is not only in ballots, but in results. Burkina Faso has pressed pause on politics to ask a dangerous question. What actually works for Africa? Not what pleases donors, not what fits textbooks, but what feeds the people and secures the land. This is not a story of angels or villains. It is a story of a nation tired of recycling failure. Africa is watching. History is recording, and the verdict will not come from elections, but from results.
Yes, all right. Greetings to you all, family, brothers and sisters. As you heard, Burkina Faso has banned all political parties. No political parties, no political rallies. Right now, people are busy building their nation. Have been suggested this many times that we Africans, we need to find our new governance systems. Not this Western system. We know very well why Traoré has decided to ban politics, or to ban all these political parties. If you go deep into the history, when colonizers came to Africa, before coming, they sent their mercenaries. They came and studied how Africa we are, and then they go back and sat down in Berlin Conference, divided Africa into pieces. Then that was a first project. The first project was to divide Africa into pieces. And then after our founding fathers demanded freedom, they came with another project called democracy. That democracy was designed purposely to divide Africans within a divided countries. So we have these countries divided by the colonialists. Then we have within countries, for instance, Nigeria, Congo. Within Congo, also people are being divided. People are divided through political parties. They introduced democracy, that the pillar of democracy, among of the pillar is multipartism. So you can see this is a kind of division. And that's why Traoré and the government of Burkina Faso, they have decided to ban and to stop these things that divide people. We need people to come together. We are talking about unity. How can we come together if we are divided? We know very well that these political parties, some of them are being sponsored. We know very well. We have many political parties in Africa that are being sponsored by the Western NGOs. Not to serve the interests of Africans, but to serve the interests of those who are sponsoring them. When they become leaders, they become presidents, they serve their masters. And that's why you see in many African countries, despite we have all these resources, we have so rich in terms of natural resources, we are still poor. People are still living in difficult life. People are still starving into poverty. Why? Because of this division. So Traoré has seen that right now we need to find a new governance system. And of course, I suggest other African countries to find a way. Political parties is a tool to divide the Africans. And if you are familiar with this platform, you remember I came with the idea of serialization of Africa. In serialization of Africa, I've spoken about how we have given something that looks better in the front of masses or in the front, but back end, those are just Trojan horses. Among of those is democracy. Democracy is good in terms of explanation, but behind democracy, there's a big division among Africans. And that's why in many African countries, after every election, you find Africans fighting each other. You find Africans killing each other. Why? Because of division. So this is the end of division in Burkina Faso. And I congratulate Captain Traoré and the government of Burkina Faso for understanding this concept of democracy, the way democracy are being used by others to divide the people. You saw what happened in Iran. People came out, rallies, demonstrated, and you saw Trump said he will support protesters. That's how democracy is working. That's how democracy in other countries are just implemented. You know, people are being sponsored, people are being given money, and some given even weapons. They lie, they do something, but at the end of the day, there are some people who are behind them, who are dividing people. So thanks to Traoré, thanks to the government of Burkina Faso for this initiative. We need to find a new governance system. And if people have to apply, it's okay. You know, a few days you saw President Bola Ahmed Tinubu fall down in Turkey. Just imagine if we have a good governance systems that can bring a light of leaders. I don't think Tinubu has to become a leader of Nigeria. Do you want to tell me that Tinubu is more intelligent than other Nigerians? It's because of these things we call democracy. Democracy sometimes bring leaders who are sometimes not leaders. They bring politicians instead of leaders. They bring people who are not visionary. They bring people who are not patriotic. Even a fool right now in Africa can become a president. Do you know that? If you have money, if you have been sponsored, you can become a president in Africa. That's how it is. So family, brothers and sisters, I think there is a need for Africans to introduce our own governance systems. Systems that will bring or will give us light leaders, leaders who know what they want, and leaders who know what his or her citizens like and want. We have seen in Burkina Faso, roads are being built. Why? Because Traoré want to open a country, want to connect people. But in democracy, people are spending a lot of time lying, claiming, sometimes fight each other. So you can see the time has come for we Africans to find our own ways We cannot accept everything. Africa has become a project site for a long time. Africa has become a theater of Western projects for a long time. This time we are saying enough is enough. Let us find our own governance system. And if it is possible, we have to apply. We have to have a dialogue. People sitting on the front being asked, what are you going to do? Yes, you want to be a president. What are you going to do? And how? Where are you going to get money? Those are questions that we need to ask. But right now in Africa, you find people can even tell you that I'm going to bring rainfall, and people accepting. We have been living into lies. We have been living into scam for a long time. Traoré and the people of Burkina Faso has shown us that there's a way also. We can find our own ways to govern ourselves. We can find our own way to run our own governments, to run our own institutions. We don't need everything to copy from the West, from Eastern countries. No. We are Africans. We are not Europeans. We are not Asians. We are Africans. Let us implement our ideas. Let us come up with our solutions that will work for our people. African solution for African problem. That's what Traoré is doing. So family, brothers and sisters, I'm so delighted, and I'm very happy, of course, more than happy to what is happening in Burkina Faso, because those are just my ideas. And if you are familiar in this platform, you can remember in many videos has been spoken about this issue, that we don't need democracy, we don't need multipartism, we need Africa. We need African way. And that's why even in the issue of African to have a permanent seat in the UN Security Council, asked it, and I suggested there's a need for, before going there, let us, we Africans, unite, come together. And we don't need to beg and to ask for a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. If we can come together, automatically they will give us. But right now, you see, we are so many, 54, not 50, if not 55 nations, and we demand 2 seats. Who will give seat? And who will take that seat? South Africa, that is in quarrel right now with America? No. Egypt? No. Which country? Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, that are in quarrel with ECOWAS? No. So we need to have our own unity, first of all, to bring people together and to unite. That's what we want right now in the continent of Africa. So family, brothers and sisters, anything that is dividing the people in Burkina Faso is going to be eliminated. And already right now you have seen political parties. This politics has been cancelled out. People are not eating politics. You know, sometimes people are saying, you know, politics is everything. Politics decide what you are going to do. No. Not such kind of politics. Those are just scamming. We want politics that bring infrastructures. We want politics that bring food on the table. We want politics that creates jobs the way we see in Burkina Faso. That right now, building roads, stadiums are being built by the young people in Burkina Faso. But go to other countries, you find the Chinese, Europeans, as if we Africans, we are not creative, we are not professional. You go to a country such as Nigeria, how is it possible that Nigerian roads are being built by the Chinese? Why we have 1.1, almost, we are, in Nigeria we are 300 million people. Don't we have engineers, doctors? Look, our leaders, when they seek the land away, can't we have a good hospitals to treat our leaders, to treat our people? Don't we have good schools? It's because of politics. It's because of division. So family, brothers and sisters, if you have something to share with us, please do so through the comment section. And also you may help us to share this message to other Africans who are here in the continent and to those who are in the diaspora. Tell them that right now, any kind of division in Burkina Faso is going to be eliminated. Thank you for watching. Have a nice time. See you in next video. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa. Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make African great. Thank you, freedom. Thank you, Africa.